to enable sustainable water security through developing and demonstrating a systems approach that better understands water systems, values all aspects of water, and strengthens water governance to enable integrated water management. A key outcome for the Hub is to improve ecosystem and human health. Water is the most sensitive risk to climate change, and water security needs strategic solutions that recognise the interactions and interdependencies between people, infrastructure, and the natural environment. In the context of a rapidly changing climate, the Hub is developing integrated solutions to improve quality of life and environmental sustainability in our 4 programme sites.
In Colombia, our researchers are working with rural communities to restore ecological and hydrological health for the well-being of the people and their territories.
The nexus of water security and food security is extremely important. According to the FAO, food insecurity continues to worsen around the world, due in part to impacts of COVID-19 pandemic, international conflict, and climate change. Here in Colombia, about 25% of the population is considered food insecure. And our stance is that it is impossible to have food security and food sovereignty without a foundation of water security. And this is in terms of access, quality, management, and provisioning. Throughout our research, we've focused on capacitating communities with mapping and planning tools that help in territorial management, as well as ecosystem restoration and conservation of natural resources. Together with indigenous and peasant communities, we've co-constructed strategies for agroecological production that better utilizes water and also reduces runoff pollution in different waterways. These strategies are being implemented in 20 agroecological pilots throughout the UCRB basin in the Department of Cauca.
Recognizing characteristics and dynamics of different communities through their perspective, values, and behavior around water and food, also combining the analysis of the ecological functioning and biodiversity that sustains the ecosystem services supply in the Upper Cauca River Basin.
Recognizing individual and communal values and behaviors underpins the sustainability of technical or engineering solutions. As in Colombia, our researchers in India are improving water safety and sanitation facilities through tailored solutions.
I've developed a methodology that integrates observations of toilet behaviours and implements infection risk simulations to assess risk levels. By implementing localised solutions for improved sanitation, we consider factors such as geographic context, cultural practices and community needs. This enhances the sustainability of sanitation interventions and ensures that the communities we work with receive appropriate solutions that meet their needs and improves the overall public health and well-being.
My research aims to strengthen the knowledge of washing out process of flooded on-site sanitation facilities. The conditions of sanitation facilities and water quality for one region are intimately linked to the local economic development level, people's awareness of sanitation, and even political intervention. Establishing localized solutions for a specific region tends to be more crucial because they are more adaptable to the local conditions. This research is the first to develop safety models which can be used to predict such washing out effects.
In Delhi, there is significant variability in access to safe water supply and wastewater disposal. The same is also true in Addis Ababa, where our researchers are developing stakeholder tools for better water management.
Ansaba city is experiencing rapid urbanization and population growth. Rapid development and climate change impacts are outspacing the implementation of water management plan. Under DCRF Water Security and Sustainable Development Hub umbrella, trained AUSA staffs and fellow practitioners to deploy to the lab in a suite case, inexpensive and robust method for chemical water quality analysis using portable probes and test strip method, and near real-time comprehensive water quality surveying using portable next-generation sequencing device. This is the first ever in-depth survey of microbial water quality. This enabled AUSA to build an evidence base to understand the link between water pollution, poor sanitation and water quality. And also communities are engaged as citizen scientists to assess the water quality. The hub contributing to achieving these outcomes by providing financial support, technical support, providing consumables for the lab analysis, continuous knowledge exchange through practical training, workshops, webinars, and also introducing technological innovations.
As in Ethiopia, our researchers in Malaysia are developing evidence-based tools and digital technologies to enable better risk assessment and decision-making by a variety of stakeholders, ranging from government agencies to communities.
So integrated data is very important for the Malaysia Collaboratory because it makes informed policy changes that benefits the wider public. For now, what we have is fragmented and disorganized data, and it doesn't really reflect the real situation, and therefore it cannot help to address the challenges with effective solution.
So in implementing integrated river basin management, data management is very important. And what we have been doing in this project is to integrate data from different agencies. They have been collecting data such as water quality or water quantity, flood, all those data, but unfortunately these data are being kept by different agencies. So in order for the integrated management to take place, it is important that these data are gathered, integrated, shared, and also applied for the planning and also for the protection of the river basin. So this is one of our main goals in this project.
And integrated data helps to empower the especially underprivileged group, where with evidence for them to fight for and close the gap on water security in alignment with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals on water, sanitation, hygiene, and wastewater management. And we can also bring in contribution of citizen scientists, where they can contribute to in making their home a safer, a cleaner place for themselves.
Well, looking at health outcomes are important because nobody's looked at them before. It's an important thing both for community awareness and other researchers, as well as stakeholders who are involved in policy making and regulation of the river basins.
The Hub is taking an innovative approach to achieving these outcomes by adapting systems thinking to local contexts for equitable and sustainable water security. Our collaboratory model sits at the centre of this, providing an equitable space for stakeholders to come together for research co-creation, knowledge exchange, and capacity building.
Es muy importante el desarrollo de sistemas silvopastoriles con enfoque agroecológico porque permite mitigar la emisión de gases de efecto invernadero, pero también el desarrollo de métodos innovativos en cuanto a restauración de suelos y vegetación nos está permitiendo tener fincas que además de producir alimentos, conservan la naturaleza.
The components and interactions that are involved in water security and food security dynamics are social and ecological. That's why we develop an integral framework based on the socio-ecological approach that combines quantitative and qualitative methodologies, as well as considers changing scenarios as climate variability, making this approach innovative because it allows a complex view of the Upper Cauca River Basin.
Some of these impacts will take time to emerge. As important as creating innovative methods is the ability to skill and train future leaders in the water sector.
We established Addis Ababa Adaptation Network, bring stakeholders together to generate knowledge exchange. Water source of Addis Ababa city are majorly from the surrounding cities. Lack of treatment facilities and strong collaboration between stakeholders leads to water management issue. Hence, there is a need for collaboration to address the challenge, bridge gap, and search for solution. So through Addis Ababa Adaptation Network, develop a knowledge co-production approach and can facilitate interaction between government, stakeholders, researchers, financial organization, and civil organization through interactive process.
The challenge of achieving water security is complex. No one model fits all. A holistic approach with a focus on locally relevant solutions is essential to achieving water security. Our collaborative model enables us to share best practice and learn from each other's experiences.
The Water Security Hub has contributed to this through the resources and the partnerships available that I was able to access. This ensured that the outcomes of my research were embedded in collaborative efforts with the partners, as they have extensive local knowledge and the resources required for localized solutions.
My research will contribute to improving the resilience of on-site sanitation facilities, such as pedal trains and tanks, against climate change, as the outcomes could provide insights on the better design and the management of on-site sanitation. Policymakers will benefit from this research by offering latrine emptying services at a frequency that is data supported. This research will also provide local residents with strategies for adjusting the design and the usage behavior of latrines to achieve a more flood-resilient living environment.
Collaborative working and knowledge exchange underpins the Hub's program, developing innovative and interdisciplinary methods that enable stakeholders to collaborate, explore tensions, and develop inclusive strategies to address water security issues.
So this index has been using data collected from different agencies, and we have integrated it in such a system in which from this data we will be able to come out with an index which tells you how sustainable the river basin is in terms of its management. So this is an innovative idea which has never been applied before in any other river basin in our country.
What's also innovative is that we are getting down to sort of the community level, but working at every level in between, right up to policymakers. So I think the innovation here is about integrating health work with the engineering side and the policy side, but also about ensuring that communities have a voice in all of this, and they can relate that to their day-to-day workings, and to make sure that when they're living in their communities that they're considering the health aspects of the dirty water when they're thinking about how they live, their livelihoods, pollution that they create themselves, and about how they try to design and make their villages a bit more sustainable and clean for future generations to come.
The scope, duration, and investment of the Hub means we're able to support innovative ways of working with our partners to improve water security. Across many different scales, the Hub is developing climate change adaptation and integrated risk reduction solutions to improve quality of life and environmental sustainability.